Coming up on 9 News Mornings, you may have heard about the thousands of migrants that have made their way to Denver over the last few months. We've heard from officials. Now, those who have made the journey themselves are sharing their experiences. Denver Fire's busiest day in history didn't have much to do with fire, how the cold temperatures had firefighters slammed on Christmas Eve. And the National Western Stock Show is officially underway after yesterday's parade, what this year's Grand Marshal credits for her success and happiness too. 9 News Mornings starts now. And good morning, everybody. TGIF. It is Friday, my friends. We made it.
It's been a long time coming. It's been one of those weeks.
Just raising the roof.
You know, yes.
Every week it's a long time coming.
I think part of it has to do with it's just been so cold. You know, I feel like you've been, especially us, cooped up in our house with little kids. It'll be nice when it starts to warm up a bit.
It really grinds under that cold. We were in the 20s for highs, then only 30 degrees yesterday and the day before. I think we might get to 40 degrees today. Wouldn't that be
so
nice?
balmy.
Yes. So 40 degrees is what we're looking at today, and then maybe even warmer for the weekend. We'll see cloudy skies again today, but more sunshine for the weekend, and we have snow for the mountains. Could anything be better? Mallory, what do you think? Okay, let's take a look at what we've got going on right now, and it's 19 degrees with partly cloudy skies, and that's what we're seeing. But we'll see more in the way of clouds. Here comes the snow for the mountains, and as a result, we have a winter weather advisory out for up to 10 inches of snow for the northern and central mountains. And then we'll continue this picture and look at tomorrow. Sunshine over a great deal of the state before the next system comes our way. So as we take a look at our forecast today, mostly cloudy, not as cold, 40 degrees. Then for tomorrow, 44 degrees, but more in the way of sunshine as the day goes on. 48 on your Sunday, pretty nice Sunday. In fact, a pretty nice Monday and Tuesday nearing 50 degrees, but an increase in clouds, and that's ahead of another system that could bring us some rain or snow showers on Wednesday, but kind of mild with a high of 47.
Ed, thank you so much. Let's get you out the door this Friday morning. Checking in on your drive. This is our CDOT camera at I-25 and 23rd Avenue. No issues to report here at all. Big picture, mostly green, but we are getting reports of some fire department activity in the area of Lafayette Street and Alameda Avenue, so something to be aware of if you're getting ready to travel through that stretch. Otherwise, into Commerce City is looking fantastic. Westbound 76 ride in 11 minutes from E470. No major issues on I-25 northbound or southbound. Between I-70 and Santa Fe, you're looking at about a 5-minute travel time there. Both sides of 225 in the green, your northbound drive between I-25 and I-70 is going to take you about 9 minutes at this hour. No issues to report between downtown and the Denver Tech Center. Northbound ride 14 minutes, just 1 minute faster southbound.
Thank you. For weeks, we've heard countless officials talk about the migrants who are coming here to Colorado. Now we're hearing from the people who are making the journey themselves. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us now. And Courtney, after a long journey, one family says they are glad to be here.
Yeah, that's right, Corey. 4 months ago, this family decided to flee their home country of Venezuela, and they just made it to Denver this week. It was a long and dangerous journey, motivated by finding a safe place to raise their 10-year-old son, Angelo. Alexander Caridad Nunez and his wife, Mayin Pulgar Rivero, left their home country due to violence, threats, and poverty in search of stability. They began their journey in Chile, where they had been living for a few years. In 4 months, they traveled through 11 countries. They were able to take trains or buses in some locations, but the majority of their journey was on foot. The most dangerous part was through Panama's Darien Gap, a 10-day trek through the jungle where they say they saw a lot of death. The family says for the first time in months, they're finally able to rest without fear after arriving in Denver.
Solo caminar. Y bueno, siendo muy prudente, muchos carteles, mucho tráfico de droga, cualquier cantidad de cosas se puede encontrar ahí. Personas que roban, que violan, que matan.
The family is currently going through the process to legally request asylum. They're staying at an emergency shelter at Regis University, which has space for about 50 people. If you'd like to donate to the university's efforts, you can find that information on our website, 9news.com.
What this family has gone through, all while doing it with a 10-year-old. As a mom, I can't even imagine.
Well, and Corey, they said that Angelo, he was the fighter. He was the strong one. Their 10-year-old little boy really pulled them through this journey, even when they thought it was really testing them and they almost gave up and always knew they could get through. It was their little boy who really helped them.
Wow, incredible story. Courtney, thank you.
The final moments of Christian Glass's life were recorded on police body cameras. His parents would like their son, though, to be remembered for the person he was before that day. A Clear Creek County deputy shot and killed him.
Lost in the crime, and but Christian was, as you say, Christian was a person, and he had a lot to offer the world.
Sally and Simon remember Christian's creativity and artistic soul. They told us the 22-year-old loved making things and putting things together. They say Christian also protected people, fighting bullying on the playground as a child. The Glasses say they wish the other officers there on that night in June when Christian called 911 for help with his car and ended up shot would have stepped in to protect him as Christian protected others.
But he was surrounded, and that guy was swearing at him, effing this and effing that, and you know the treatment and the behaviour of him. I mean, he was being bullied. I mean, he's being terrorised and bullied, and he just ended up. I mean, he was scared to begin with, but in the end, he would have just been absolutely petrified.
The deputy who shot Christian is facing second-degree murder charges. An outside investigation found former Deputy Andrew Buin didn't follow his own department's policies when he broke the car window and fired.
Emergency managers in Jefferson County say they still don't know how an emergency alert meant for 25 people in Lakewood ended up going out to 160,000 phones across the county. The investigation into the rogue alert is done, but they still don't know what happened. Last month, Jeffco tried to tell people along Robb Street to stay inside while police were at an apartment complex. Somehow, the phone calls, texts, and emails went out to people across the county. Jeffcom 911 says it investigating the issue with their opt-in alert company, Rave Mobile Safety. They ruled out human error, but they couldn't figure out what went wrong or even repeat it. Jeffcom 911's director says from now on, they're going to have a second person look over alerts before they hit send, just in case. We asked Director Jeff Streeter if they plan to stick with the same system that blew up an alert with no explanation, and he told us, quote, "We have complete confidence with Rave and this alerting product and have no intention of leaving this partnership at this time," end quote. Jeffco's contract with the company lasts until 2026. Another thing went wrong that night. Some of the alert phone calls showed up as a call from Greece. The county says that seems to be a problem on the cell phone company's end. We asked T-Mobile, one company with a weird number, about it. They told us it seems like the number got changed before it got to them.
Well, the NFL says the Bills-Bengals game will not be played. It paused when Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsed in cardiac arrest. Doctors say he is starting to communicate, but is still on a ventilator at this time. They say he can move his hands and feet, and he's also been communicating in writing.
First question that he wrote when he started to awaken was did we win?
Well, doctors say Hamlin was surprised he had been out for so long. By the way, their response to him was, "Yes, you did. You won the game of life." Really? They say he's showing signs of improvement with his brain function and vitals. His team held a press conference today after encouraging news. Bills coach Sean McDermott talked about the assistant athletic trainer who performed CPR to keep Hamlin alive.
You talk about a real leader, a real hero in saving Damar's life, and just admire his strength.
The NFL says it will meet today to vote on how to handle the AFC Championship game. The proposal is for the game to be played in a neutral location if either the Bills or the Bengals are playing in that game. The NFL Players Association, though, will have to approve those changes.